On December the 4th, a historic moment unfolded thousands of kilometers away from Africa. Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo signed a US brokered peace agreement in Washington, D.C. after years of violence, suspicion, and proxy conflict. Both nations say they are ready for a new chapter. But what does this deal actually mean for Rwanda, for Congo, for America, and for the region? And why was this deal not mediated by an African country? Let's break it all down.
New opportunities for the United States to access critical minerals and provide economic benefits for everybody. And we'll be involved. We're sending some of our biggest and greatest companies over to the two countries, and we're going to take out some of the rare earth and take out some of
the agreement, sometimes called the Washington Accord, commits Rwanda and the DRC to a series of security and economic steps.
In this building, using it for peace, and it's all about peace. And
Rwanda has agreed to withdraw its troops from eastern Congo within 90 days and to halt any support to armed groups operating in the region. The DRC, on its side, has pledged to stop backing any foreign militias and to work towards the disarmament or integration of local rebel groups. The two countries will establish a joint border security mechanisms, create channels for humanitarian access, and begin formal economic cooperation, especially in mining and trade. This is one of the most structured deals the two nations have signed in decades, with timelines, monitoring committees, and international oversight. Why was this deal necessary? Eastern Congo has been one of the most unstable regions for over 20 years. More than 100 armed groups operate in the area, feeding off conflict, ethnic tensions, and the region's immense mineral wealth, especially cobalt, gold, tin, and lithium. In 2025, the M23 rebel advanced rapidly, capturing strategic towns and displacing millions. Tensions between Rwanda and Congo grew stronger, with each side accusing the other of supporting militias. This escalation pushed international actors, especially the US, to intervene. The humanitarian crisis, the economic stakes, and the geopolitical competition for minerals created pressure for a more decisive, enforceable agreement. But what does this deal mean for both countries? For the DRC, a chance to stabilize the East after years of insecurity. Potential reopening of major roads, cities, and trade routes. A framework for managing minerals legally instead of through armed groups. For Rwanda, a diplomatic reset with its neighbor, reduced political pressure from international accusations, economic opportunities through regional trade and joint projects. But there are challenges. Key groups like M23 were not signatories. Disrupt runs deep between both governments. Implementation requires real transparency, not just promises. Success is possible, but far from guaranteed. The deal sets the stage, but the real work is in the months and years ahead.
Because this is to be real, the troop needs to withdraw from DRC.
What does this mean for the United States? The US didn't host this deal out of pure goodwill. Washington has a strategic interest at play. Eastern Congo contains some of the world's most important minerals, the building blocks of electrical cars, smartphones, batteries, and advanced technology. By mediating this agreement, America positioned itself as a security partner in the region, a player with mineral supply chains, reducing dependence on China, a broker of stability, which benefits US companies and investors. So for the US, peace isn't just humanitarian, it's geopolitical and economic. Why wasn't the deal mediated by an African country? The question has raised debate across the continent. African regional bodies like the African Union and the East African Community previously tried to mediate between Rwanda and the DRC, but those attempts repeatedly collapsed and some countries were seen as biased or unable to enforce compliance. The US, on the other hand, has leverage over both countries, funding to guarantee security mechanism, economic power to tie peace to investment. For Rwanda and the DRC, Washington offered something many African mediators couldn't: global pressure and enforceable guarantees. But critics argue that foreign mediation risks sidelining African leadership and placing mineral interest above justice. The Rwanda-Congo peace deal is a major diplomatic milestone, but it's also a fragile one. If it holds, the region could finally move towards peace and prosperity. If it fails, Eastern Congo could return to conflict. For now, the world watches closely. This agreement may be the beginning of peace, but only actions, not signatures, will determine its future. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Do you think this peace deal will hold? And who stands to benefit more between the three parties that are involved? Is the US just coming in because of goodwill, or they stand to benefit more than the two countries? And why is Rwanda trying to get something out of Congo? You tell us in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share for more content like this.
Excellence, le chef d'État et de gouvernement ici présent.
Heads of state and government, dear delegations, it is with great joy that I speak today before you in order to express my joy. There is a time for everything. There's a time for destruction, and there's a time to build. There's a time for despair, and there's a time for hope. Today, we are experiencing a great day. We are looking forward to this agreement, which will give back hope to the peoples of Congo and of the sub-region. I would like to congratulate everybody involved who made it this great day possible. We beg, we urge God to continue to guide us, to guide the steps of all people of goodwill who will become involved for its implementation. Committing oneself is something, but implementing is something else.